Okay, so remember you want to have your collar up around the dog's ears when you're starting to work with them. And you also want to remember, if you have control of the dog's head, you have control of the dog. So whenever you're doing anything as far as stacking goes, you should be holding onto the collar. Now you can hold onto the collar like this. However, that's not my preference, because if the collar's too big, the dog could back out of it. What I prefer to do is take the collar, snug it up, put my fingers under the collar, and hold the excess. This way, you've got total control of your dog. Now, when you go to stack your dog, you're obviously beside it. However, when you're gaiting your dog, you're moving forward. And what we're going to talk about right now is teaching the dog to stand so you can immediately stack it after you have stopped gaiting. Off. So you're moving your dog and you want to stop and be sideways to your dog so you can immediately start stacking it. If you are working with your dog and you just stop, then you got to move your hand over here, then you got to get in position, you've wasted some time. And every second in the ring counts. So what we're going to do is simply practice stopping. Last week we practiced getting your dog to hold still. Now we're going to practice stopping. And then next week we'll work on stacking. So the first thing to do is visualize where you're going to stop. And remember, in the earlier class with leashes, we talked about how to properly hold the leash. As we're moving our dog, when we get close to our stopping point, you want to make sure your lead is short. As you walk or gait to the stopping point, before you stop, swing towards the dog and put your finger under the collar, clean up the neck, and I'm ready to stack my dog. We'll have our videoer come closer so I can show where the collar position goes. So when I've stopped, as I turn sideways, I put my hand under the collar and I put my fingers in that nifty little V all dogs have. Got the dog standing, and then I snug my collar up. Okay, stop. Tighten your leash up. Pivot on your left foot. Swing towards the dog. Have your finger under the collar. Snug up the leash. Okay. This sounds like it's simple, but it actually takes a bit of thought, because everybody's inclination is to want to just stop, and then you got to fumble with the collar, and then you got to turn sideways, and then you got to stack your dog. So think of it as kind of a weird dance step, a bit of choreography. You're walking, you know where you're going to stop. You stop with the left foot, swing towards the dog, and pivot. Now that's a bit exaggerated, but you simply want to be sideways to the dog when you stop. Now you certainly can give the dog a stand or stop command so they know what to expect. But the main thing is they learn that when you start to slow down and turn sideways, they need to stand still. Okay, that's it for this class. Thank you, folks.